Can I do the damage? Let's see. Auto axe, solo the guardian, starting very late. No food buffs, no buffs at all. Is that a good damage? Oh, headshots. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful headshots. I am one-hitting them with power attack. Oh, look at that. That's the power attack with a pitchfork. Hey, fellow Vault Dwellers, it's Angry Turtle, and it's time for a melee build. And to be absolutely clear, this is one build that can use all kind of melee weapons. There would be no specific builds as there is no difference. This build can use all melee weapons from auto axe to knives and unarmed weapons, even bare fist if you want to. As well, this is a feral build, which is a feral ghoul, but you do not need to be a feral ghoul. You can play the same build without being a feral ghoul. You will just need to switch one legendary perk card, as there is one legendary perk that works only for feral ghouls. Everything else will remain the same, and the damage will be just slightly less if you are not a feral. There's not a huge difference. It's just cool to be a feral. But that introduction out of the way, let me go step by step what's in this build. So that's the special distribution before the legendary perks and legendary perk. We do have endurance, intelligence, agility, luck, where agility is optional. You can actually run this endgame build surprisingly with just 15 to your special. So agility is optional, you could run without. Feral rage makes so much easier to manage the glow when you are running regular conventional melee weapons. Unarmed, two-handed, one-handed. For those weapons, feral rage is very helpful. If you only plan to use auto axe, this is not needed. I would recommend adding poison resist and taking one for the team. Extra damage for everyone. That's good for almost any build that tanks damage. And yes, you can use this build with stealth, in which case you would not need taking one for the team. But stealth is really bad, I do not recommend. Now the perks. So as you may notice, under strength there is no weapon specific, as those do not change anything. I try with and without. There is like no visible difference. And no room under strength to really use much of that. Carry weight, Traveling Pharmacy for the camps that are dropping, especially during the raid all the time, into your inventory directly, so you cannot avoid carrying camps. But you are not using most of the camps. If you are a feral ghoul, you don't want to touch camps. Blocker for extra tankiness. Tankiness is important, and this build is super tanky. Incisor, that's the only really important strength card for damage with melee weapons. Arms Keeper, to keep more weapons on me that I am maybe not necessarily using, but I need them. Does work on melee weapons too, so melee range all the weapons. Radioactive Strength. This perk I need to address. It's currently working with auto axe without consuming your glow. It's not intended. As on the latest version of PTS, it was not like that, so it will be fixed at some point, just so let you know. But at this moment you can enjoy it. It's basically triples the damage of auto axe with no cost added, which is absolutely insane. Yes, I agree. And it will most likely get fixed, but auto axe will be still super powerful, and it will work with other weapons the same as now. So you'll see me with Plasma Caster. I will show you how it works as intended. Brick Wall, high glow, immunity to stagger. Very important on melee builds, even more important than on heavy gunner. Concentrated fire. We do have concentrated fire here. The reason for that, the feral ghoul has huge penalties to weapons, but there is a workaround that I implemented here that do require at least rank 1 of concentrated fire to work. Breathe it in. Rank 1, so I can use under armor I want, or occasionally switch torso for a jetpack, even though my armor normally has no rat resist. Rat Riva, incredibly good now. With 0 rat resist, very good to maintain your glow. You don't need to worry about any consumables when you run regular enemies, normal melee weapon. That's all you need. It's super cool. That's Summoner's Shirt. Life Giver for tankiness under endurance. Ironclad for more tankiness. Through Haika for our carry weight need. Adamantium skeleton is a must. We don't want our limbs to ever break. I never use a single stim pack on this build unless accidentally in the raid I do not notice and I took too much damage and then I need to top up health before I can reapply the glow. But normally, in normal circumstances, there is no need to use any stim packs at all ever. Fireproof for tankiness and thick skin for tankiness. You can see the team. Tankiness very important as we are not running power armor for most part, so tankiness is needed. Charisma strength in numbers for mutations. Tenderizer in here for extra damage on bosses, but very handy. Autoaxe applies those stacks super fast. United Ordeal for extra special if we have a Ghoul on a team. And Glowing One, this one I'm sharing. If I'm playing with teammates, the glow refills itself as long as we are nearby. The distance is around 2 foundations. That you need to be in no more than 2 foundations away from your teammate to keep the glow sharing and adding to each other. Intelligence. There is really not much that's needed under intelligence. This first aid is just a filler card. You could apply something else. Scrapper, whatever you need at the moment. That's a filler. Makeshift warrior, so the weapons do not break, especially auto-axe. And batch is included for my carry weight needs. Honestly, there is nothing essential under intelligence, but it's very inconvenient to play with 1 intelligence or 2 intelligences. Then if you need to craft or modify, you need to change loadout, you need to do stuff, and here I can always do that. Convenience mainly. You could cut down those points. That's true. You feel free to adjust if you don't want it. Agility. So there are some optional perks. Action Boy, Action Ghoul, those are optional. It's not even essential to run. Occasionally when I run a regular melee, I try to switch to reverse onslaught, so I need those points under agility to be able to use different stuff. But this is the optional stuff, and needed if I want to play without consuming any food. So I can go like semi-lazy on this build. I don't need to eat anything. Melee food is not needed. My rat manages itself. The food, I don't need any bonuses from the food. Even melee damage food, I don't need it. So I can use Action Boy in case Campanity expired to have nice AP regeneration. Back in Light for even more AP regeneration. Enforcer when I occasionally need to cripple enemies with shotgun. Evasive rank 1 for tankiness. Escape Artist if I occasionally use stealth. White Knight, that's important. Without it, armor keeps breaking way too often. Adrenaline for a little bit of extra damage. As you can see, agility is not overloaded, but I like it high. Otherwise, your AP pool is low, and that makes a lot of complications. Therefore, I like to keep agility high, even though it's not essential. Luck. Ricochet for tankiness. 4-leaf clover. This is essential if I want to use guns in VATS, or at all. So I need 4-leaf clover with combination of concentrated fire and critical sub. So that's the workaround for feral ghouls to still use guns. Class Freak to reduce side effects of mutations. Junk Shield for tankiness, good with salt. Mainly for my slime cakes. I'm collecting slime cakes and they do spoil, so good with salt needed. And faulty spots. Even though I'm running melee weapon, it is possible to manually target weak spot with auto axe, swords, weapons, other kind of weapons like power fist or a knife. Everything can target weak spot manually, so that will then work. And that's huge addition because this is multiplier. 15% multiplier to the damage. That's huge in case of melee, when you can hit a weak spot. Let's see mutations. And of course it is feral, you can see effects of being feral. Mainly we want this extra damage. We need to suffer through everything else, so feral is not for everyone. Bird bones for extra agility, sacrificing a little bit of strength. Carnivore, as carnivore's food is the best for melee. Eagle eyes for extra perception, crit damage. I'm not using it much, but if I need to use a range weapon, I will benefit from that. Herd mentality for extra special. Marsupial for jumping. Speed demon for speed. Talons twisted muscle. That for melee weapons. Talons exclusively for unarmed melee weapons, but I sometimes use them, so I have both. Twisted muscle additional gun accuracy penalty, so accuracy is indeed terrible with guns. The gear. So what kind of weapon am I using? I really like this plasma cutter that I run Furious Onslaught. You could run other effects, you could run other weapons. Everything works. If you want absolute maximum DPS, this auto axe. And it must be exactly that. If you want maximum DPS, it must be Furious, power attack damage, strength, and damage per stack. Otherwise known as Furious, Heavy Hitter, Strength, Pounders. Those are the effects that you need on your auto axe. And it will destroy absolutely everything, including the snake. Yes, the snake too. Even this pitchfork works with this build. That's how strong this build is. About armor, I really like Thorn for the melee, and I have a perfect set of Thorn. It does have bruisers of 4-star, but I cannot really notice a difference if I equip armor with bruisers or without. So this 25% feels like 2%. I will be honest. This full set bonus feels like 2% damage increase. That is like no good 4-star for the turn. The important part, you want strengthened on all the limbs. Otherwise, your limbs will be breaking, and that is annoying. So you want strengthened, polymer strengthened. That's the recommended modifications for your turn. It's Vanguard strength, and it's a mix of Sentinel with Cavaliers. So both. Regardless if I sprint or if I stand stationary, I have some kind of damage mitigation for extra tankiness. For under armor, I'm running Secret Service shielded under armor. It does come with a little bit of rat resist, so rank 1 of perk reducing rat resist is required. If you want this under armor, of course. At this moment, if you want to see if I'm running any food, there's probably something or maybe nothing at this moment. Did everything expired? Free charisma from slime cake that I ate. So I have no food at this moment. How well will it perform? No food, no buffs at all, as we are not touching chems that will kick us away from Feral, and we don't want that. So how it will perform? Let's visit super mutants that are probably the most tanky regular enemies. Maybe let's start with very weak weapon, with my meme weapon, which is Legacy Pitchfork. That's missing prefix, that's why it's Legacy. There's nothing good on it, as you can tell, and it's a pitchfork. So will it be able to perform? And yes, I will show you this build on the bosses too, inside the raid. So solo on the Guardian, and then a clip from me running with a team and killing the snake. So yes, melee can attack the snake. That was a miss somehow. And as you can see, I am one-hitting them with power attack. So look at that. That's the power attack with a pitchfork. And that will be still like that. If I use regular attack, I'm just charging my glow. That's why Rat Riva is so good. I can charge my glow with regular attacks, which is very cool. And now my favorite weapon, Plasma Cutter. Look how nice, how quickly it's swinging, killing those super mutant when simultaneously charging my glow. Or if I go with power attack, it's like 2k, sometimes 3k, depend how I hit them. Don't know how much that was, but everything dies with one hit with a power attack. Can I get your head somehow? Was that a head? Change into a goo pile. But yeah, the damage is here, and that's why I need this legendary Feral Rage. As you can see, Rat Riva and cost of power attack, it about balance itself out. I just need to do occasional regular swings to get the glow back, and I'm always running with the full glow. So that's why this Feral Rage perk is actually useful at this build. It is quite good. Yeah, 2k, no buffs at all. To the head it should be like 4, but it's hard to hit them. Oh, that's 3k to the head of the doggo. So yeah, the damage is here. Now you want to see the bosses. So let's visit Guardian with Auto Axe. I cannot really show you damage of Auto Axe on regular enemies. They just die, but you can see the damage numbers. I will show the damage numbers, and I will show you the bug I'm talking about. So it will be most likely addressed, so you shouldn't like hope that it will always work. So let's see. The damage, 700. If think that was popping at 700. If I unequip radioactive strength, you will see the difference, at least in numbers. Unequip, see, like 300. So I have 700 versus 300, so almost 3 times more damage. Almost 3 times more damage if I equip radioactive strength. Okay, radioactive strength back. There it is. And look at the damage now. 860. Sometimes it would be over 1k. If I hit the head, it would be even more. Yeah, 860. It's insane power, auto axe, but that will not stay like that. Most likely scenario, after they fix the card, radioactive strength, when you will have it equipped with auto axe gonna consume your entire glow bar in half a second. That's the most likely scenario. Is that how it was fixed previously on public test server? Somehow it's different on live version than the last public test server version. Great. And if you need to solo Guardian, the full guide is still up to date that I did a while ago. You will just use this build instead. And for soloing Guardian, I do have my power armor. So that's a full set of troubleshooters. This is like required. The troubleshooter's power armor is required if you want to do attempts at soloing the Guardian. The damage is just too much to go with regular. I mean, you could, but you will just need to spam Toxic Goo so much faster if you choose to go with regular armor. But it must be troubleshooter. If it's regular or if it's power armor, it must be troubleshooter. Now we place additional power armor on the platform so we can safely stand there when fighting the Guardian. Let's equip my dragon. Did I took some Toxic Goo? I have only 16. Okay, I didn't take too much Toxic Goo. Hopefully that's gonna do it. Okay, am I standing on it? Yes. So I will need to be drinking this Toxic Goo a little bit for the initial part where the Guardian need to take down its own shield. And then we switch to auto axe. I have quick button for the goo. And hopefully I have enough. Oh, come on, Guardian, I ran out of the Toxic Goo. So Stimpaks now. I need to do good old Stimpak. Okay, now I want my glow back. I have time. I think I have time. Slime for slime cake for the goo now. I am forced to use that. Okay, auto axe. Can I do the damage? Let's see. Auto axe, solo the Guardian, starting very late. No food buffs, no buffs at all. Is that a good damage? No buffs? Is that a good damage for you? No buffs on the Guardian, attacking late. For me, it's a very good damage. It is more damage than it was before they nerfed Pounders, so I absolutely think it is a great damage. I absolutely think this is a great damage. We are resetting the rate, so I will get out. And now please watch my clip from fighting a snake area, so you can see how you can do it with melee. Just a quick info first. There is a jetpack bug, so if you want to fight the snake, like, look what's happening. If I look down and I jetpack, it's... Okay, it's... Oh, now you can see I'm falling down. Not really flying very well. Sometimes it's working a little bit, sometimes it doesn't. But if I look up, it's different. If I look up and jetpack, look how high I am. So I'm flying way better. So there is a weird bug with a jetpack, but that makes it flying up way easier than it used to be when you are looking up. So you can absolutely auto-axe the snake. So check out the clip. Oh, headshots. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful headshots. How do I hit the eye? That's the only problem. I do not know how do I hit the eye. Okay. Let's do another approach so I don't accidentally run out of action points. Where did you go, Snake? I'm hitting by quite a lot. I don't know where's the head. Where am I? Where's the head? It's already dead? Oh. We killed it already. And now you know everything you need to know about playing a feral ghoul. But yes, you can still use the food. If you want to use the food, you absolutely can use the food. It's not like you cannot. You can still add 200% to your damage from the food. I do have it here, so didn't use it, but I have some, so 213%. You can boost your damage higher. Feel free to do that. There is no reason not to use it if you do have the food to boost melee damage. You can add strength on top of that if you want. Deathclaw Wellington, additional 8 strength, which in effect boosts your melee damage even further. I showed you unboosted melee damage with this build. Is that good enough damage for you? Let me know. Do you enjoy the ghoul adventure in Appalachia? Are you a ghoul? Are you going for a melee build? If you are watching this, probably you are. At least I hope so. And that being said, thank you all for watching, and see you all in the next one.